Hello, and welcome to the proposal to create a more inviting physical environment for East High School. My name is Samuel Baruti, and I am the current principal. I look forward to having the opportunity to visit with you personally as we explore our options for this project. To understand East High School and its relationship with the community, it's important to understand its history. East High School was founded in 1861. It moved between a couple of different buildings until in 1911 the current building was built. You see a picture of the current building from that time. In 1911, so much money was spent building East High School, it was $400,000, that they didn't have the money to buy new furniture. So May Goodrill, the principal of the school at the time, set up a parade, and they literally had the band and everybody, and they marched from the old school, the Bryant School, to the new East High School. You see a picture down below. It was a celebration. It's this type of community pride that has created the Lee Township Against the World mindset. And it's important to recognize the pride that the East Siders have in their community, in their school, in their place in Des Moines. East High School is an architectural marvel. The original architecture was inspired by ancient Greece. It included classic Greek pillars in the front. There are a number of frescoes on the north and south entrances that are depicted from many different ruins in Greece. During the time of the building of this school, the motto "For the Service of Humanity," and you can see it down below, was part of a contest and is now above the front door. The ivy on East High School was brought from Harvard in 1915 and was added to the structure. So the pride in the community was huge. As the East Side has grown, East High School has grown with it. The East Wing was added in 1955. That included the big gym. The North Wing, which includes the computer technology classes and the math department, was added in 1968. The South Wing, that also includes the library, was added in 1973. And in 2006, while I was there, the Connector building was then put in place. So as you take a look at the building here, the original building is right here. You have the North Wing is this area right over here, and it actually did include all the way through where the Connector building is now. The North Wing is here, South Wing down here, and you have the new addition, the Connector building, which is here, and the new community center gym that was built through very generous donations. It's important to recognize all the work that has been done to make this school such a center of our community. The original main entrance of East High School, which is on the west side of the building, is glorious. As you come into the front foyer, you see these different plaques that are there. Quote from Abraham Lincoln, a number that are dedicated to the memory of those who fought in different wars. I think the one that always inspires me is the sons and daughters of East High School who served in the World War. And you recognize that at the time they thought that was the war to end all wars. And literally in memoriam of every group of students who served. There are students from East High School who served in the Civil War. Recognizing our history is a big part of recognizing who we are. One of my favorite things to do walking the halls of East High School is feeling the grooves in the steps as you walk and thinking of all the thousands of students who for the last century plus have walked those hallways. It's amazing to think about all of those things. Recognizing East High School is recognizing that grand entrance and recognizing the people who are part of this. In our library is proudly portrayed a portrait of Ronald Reagan on the front steps of East High School from his time at WHO. Regardless of what your politics are, that's an amazing picture and shows what a center East High School is for the city of Des Moines. Our new entrance is very different. It is much more institutional in feel, much more utilitarian. It does meet the requirements of ADA. It is a much more friendly entrance for those purposes. But as you walk in and you take a look at that front entry area, it is nothing near the grandeur that we had before. How can we make East High School more visually appealing and a space that students, families, and the community feel welcome and want to enter and want to be part of making East High School such a more valuable part of our community? That is what this proposal is about coming up with the funding and the ideas to build something really amazing in this space. Currently, our hallways are very bland. It has been 14 years since our reconstruction, but they are still basic white walls. A few departments do some things. On the bottom left picture, you can see the science department has put a display out. But other than that, when you look down these hallways, you see plain white hallways. Our cafeteria has a catwalk across the top that can feel reminiscent to inside a prison. We need to do something to build color, to build excitement, to make it look like a place of learning, a place of engagement, a place of imagination. First impressions are very, very important. To make East High School more welcoming, we need to recognize that any visitor to our school comes through our campus first. How can we make sure that our campus remains clean and tidy? We must work with our custodial staff to create a system to ensure that these things happen. We need to make sure that our grounds are well lit and safe. We need to work with our facilities management to make sure that lighting is proper and in the proper places, and that there are cameras available, that they are working. And lastly, we need to ensure that we have a system in place for people to be welcomed. When they walk in the front door, who is there? Whether it's a student, a parent, or a guest. How do we make sure that they are welcome to the school in the way we would want to be welcomed? That's part of this walkthrough. The second impression is just as important. And as they walk in the front entrance, it should be bright and colorful. There should be student work displayed. There should be public art on the walls. We should have murals and things of that nature that were designed by students that they can be proud of and they can walk in and be a part of. And those should be changed out often enough that the current students feel ownership of it. I think as a student, seeing work that somebody did 5 years ago doesn't give them ownership of the building. We need to make sure that that's rotating often enough that they can feel it's part of them. Our hallways also need to be visually appealing and engaging. Students need to be in a bright environment that stimulates their mind, that makes them excited. We need to make sure that it's filled with student designed and installed murals and other art, that student work in each area is put up, that students can see what's happening, that parents and guests who come through can see the level of work. The best way to do this is to break the building up. Either create by content specific areas, a social studies wing, an English wing, where those teachers can work with the art department to ensure that they have relevant things up. Or also to have an area that might be grade specific, where the freshman class could work with things, or the sophomore class. But making sure that each group of students and each academic content area has a place to share these things, show them off, and to create interdisciplinary learning opportunities. If social studies puts up a mural about Iowa, the English department could have an assignment about writing about the different things in the mural and what it meant. So there's a lot that can be done academic through this process as well. We will need many partners to make this project work. Our teachers and administrators have to buy in and manage this process. Our students and families need to believe in what we're doing and help us with fundraising and other support. We'll need the district. The school board will have to approve what we're doing and hopefully approve some of the funds. Our superintendent, Tom Ahart, hopefully it will believe in what we're doing and will support it. Our facilities manager, Daryl Giersdorf, it's important that he supports us because a lot of the tradesmen will need to come in and make some changes will come through him. With the custodial staff, they're going to have to help take care of this part. We have the largest alumni association west of the Mississippi. It's important to pull on that alumni association to help make this school better. They're very supportive. And lastly, local businesses. We have a partnership with Mid-American Energy. So they're already on board with us. But Hy-Vee and Anderson Erickson are big East Side uh, presence that can help us out. And there are many other small businesses who would look for the opportunity to support East High School. Presented here is our anticipated initial budget and then our annual budget to maintain this project. We believe that right around $60,000 will put the project in place in the first year. After that, it will take about $20,000 a year to continue that process. Part of that is paying staff who will be working outside of contract time to create these projects. Where we see this money coming from, we can reallocate a small amount of funds within the building. We are asking the district for a certain amount of funds. Mid-American Energy is our partner, and then other businesses stepping up is our goal, and that'll be my job to fundraise those funds. In addition, we want to work with our parent-teacher organizations and our students to do some fundraisers that will also help support this project. Thank you for your time today. With your help, I know we can make East High School a fantastic place for students to learn, for staff to work, and for you to visit. I look forward to the opportunity to meet with you personally and discuss this project.